Alright, so as of right now, I have done 2 episodes of Why It Sucks for Transformers 2 and Paul Blart. If you want to count my disaster movie review, that's fine. But I got a bunch of requests for the following movie, and luckily I had watched it with my brother Kenny a few weeks ago, but it didn't turn out the way we thought it was, and that movie was Twilight. So we actually this time came up with lists to list all the reasons why we thought it sucked. And Kenny, you can start us off.
First reason why it sucked. Corny acting.
The acting was overacted, I felt. Each of the characters went beyond a normal range of acting. If Edward was supposed to be like shunning away from Bella, he was seriously like looking queasy, like ugh, the first time he saw her in chemistry class.
Not so much queasy though. It's just when Bella came up to him, or even looked at him, or their lunch table looked at him, he always had some weird, stupid smirk on his face. You know what I mean?
They try to.
That's stupid. Like.
Yeah, like I'm not supposed to be with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to protect himself from her, or that's what it appeared like.
It looked stupid.
Yeah, you would never see someone in a high school react that way to someone in any situation.
And Bella's this new girl, and you're just looking at her all weird. I would think Bella would look at other people all weird because she's new.
Right. You would never walk into a classroom, and if anyone has anything against you for any reason whatsoever, they're probably just going to look forward and ignore you. But he looks right at her. She looks right back at him.
Staring at her.
And he makes his...
Overall, it was too fake. The acting was too fake.
Right.
I don't know if people can understand that, but it was just too fake for me.
The plot was just lame and sloppy. I mean, vampires in high school?
Come on. Has it been done before?
Well,
I'm sure it came across the director's mind. Like, hey, you know what? Let's put vampires in high school.
There's the Lost Boys. I mean, that's not much in school at all. But I mean, it's teenage vampires and the vampire hunters.
Speaking of teens, what is this, Teen Wolf?
It's been done before. Like next you're going to see Frankenstein in high school. Some kid is going to get killed, and you're going to have his dad be a doctor who reassembles him and puts him back in high school, and he's going to be the coolest thing around. Oh my
Everybody
God.
knows him because he's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
All right.
He's 7 feet tall and he's green, and that's cool in high school. In case you didn't know.
The friends were annoying as
Bella's friends.
They really were.
That she got right when she started.
Again, with the corny acting, I think that definitely played a role in it.
Almost as bad as Leo in Transformers 2, Shia LaBeouf's roommate. It was just, they had their inside group of friends, like 5 people. She became popular like right away, which never happens.
But yeah, the characters were so poorly played that they just became annoying. They became hard to watch.
Yeah, the girl...
So stupid.
The girl that really took a liking to Bella was like, oh, Mike's gonna ask... Or whatever his stupid name was. Mike's gonna ask me to the dance. I thought he was gonna ask you, but no. And let's talk. Oh, this dress makes my boobs look good. Stuff like that. And the guys were always, oh, hey, Bella.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. This movie had so many blue tones to it. Blue and green tones. It's such a sad movie to watch.
Very depressing.
It's
very depressing.
It's like the only filters they were allowed to use, either if it was done while they were shooting it or done color correction later, the only colors they could use was like blue and green for any outdoor thing or inside. Some inside shots there were like basic colors used, real simple lighting, but anytime they're in the school or outside in the town, it's just blue and green and really drab looking, and you would think James Cameron directed it with all the blue that's in this movie, because if you look at Terminator 2 or the last, half hour of Titanic,
yep.
All the blue that's in that, it's really depressing.
There was way too much woods. They're teenagers. I understand that he's a vampire, but come on. Where did you go to the woods every single time you have a problem and you want to talk to her? Why can't you just go to like a pizza place and hang out?
Yeah.
There's too much woods. They run up the stupid hill in the woods. They have all these special moments in the woods. Oh, stupid moments, but it's special.
Because that's where Edward hunts his deer or whatever.
It is.
He can't do that anywhere else except for the forest, apparently. And in the forest is pretty much the first time you see Edward use his flying ability. Because I didn't know vampires could fly regularly. I knew if they turned into a bat that they could do that. But apparently they can fly any way they want.
Wolf.
Yeah, and why he has superhuman strength. That's never...
Whatever.
And diamond skin, whenever he's shown in the sun, there's like glitter all over his body. Which, you know, in like Hocus...
Selling.
Yeah. In Hocus Pocus, when the witches... In any movie where there's vampires and stuff and they can't be shown in sunlight, all you see is like them start to glow and then explode. In the woods, for the first time, where we see the wire work, the special effects wire work that's done when he's running up the hill, it looks so stupid.
Yes, overall the special effects were ass. They were horrible. When Bella's getting caught in between those two cars and he stops it with his hand, but there's always that like swooping thing.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Where it always looked like, all right, he was here, but then you always had that space in between where it looks like he swooped and you can see
swish.
the...
That's
yeah, it's like almost like an echo kind of thing.
A light... Yeah, like a trail. A light trail.
It was
whatever coming from his body. Yeah.
Sorry, alright, be fast, but...
It's like he's the Flash or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
There's like some... I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean, yeah.
It's that little... Like when he went to stop the car, you see that little thing behind his hand the whole time.
Whenever you see...
It's almost like bullet time, you know?
Yeah, whenever you see
stuff.
in comics, books, or movies someone who's fast, they always have that trail behind them to show how fast they are. And
Yeah. Very poorly used in this one.
Yeah. And when Edward stops the van with his hand, and Bella questions him on it, all he says is, "Oh, I had an adrenaline rush." And then she said, "What?" And what did Edward reply with, Kenny?
The Google reference.
He said,
What did he say?
"Oh, you should Google it." Bella said, "What was that?"
I'm more of a fan of Yahoo, so...
Well, I mean...
Honestly, I really am. But...
For adrenaline rush, I would have to say WebMD.
Yeah, it has to do with
would
the
be
vibe.
your best bet. But...
Check it out.
Yeah.
And see what's
Except
wrong with yourself.
I don't know where you'd be able to highlight because you're supposed to pick which
symptom
area of your body. Yeah. Oh, adrenaline rush. Oh, really? What's that? Just Google it. Which seems
Why
like a
couldn't you just
perfectly
tell her?
logical answer.
Stupid. You couldn't just tell her.
The entire cast, this pretty much adds to the whole look of the blues and stuff and the melancholy look of the whole movie. The entire cast looks ghostish. They are so pale. The Cullen family, pretty much, I think, were just albinos. The only one who was dark was, like, Jacob Black and Bella's dad and
They were okay.
the black guy and girl from the other group of vampires, the hunting ones. It's obvious that they wanted that look of vampires to kind of look different than everyone else. But it was... When you have a cast where the main girl, who's normal, looks as pale as the vampires, I mean, it doesn't really work.
Mm-mm.
And then you have the evil group of vampires. You have the main dude with the long hair and the ponytail. So obviously he's bad because he's pale and has a ponytail. And he's hunting Bella just for sport because Edward is, like, in love with her. And he really has no motivation besides the fact that he wants to get revenge on Edward for something. And Jacob Black has a scrunched up face. Tyler Lautner, or whatever his name is, I think his face is all... whatever.
Alright. The baseball game. The notorious scene.
Why was it there?
It was so... It had nothing to do with the movie whatsoever.
Just to show that vampires play sports, and if you hit a ball really far...
And again, yeah, with the special effects, with that stupid swoop thing. The sweeping action.
Hey, let's
when
see.
you run, you can see the trail.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Let's see how fast vampires can run and how high they can jump.
So bad.
I guess that was used just for an entry point for that other group of vampires for them to come out.
I honestly think it was a filler.
It was definitely filler.
They couldn't do anything else.
I mean, I haven't read the book.
Nope.
Kenny hasn't read the book. If that scene is in the book...
I have no initiative to read the book.
No. We have no motivation to read any book.
Yeah. You want to say something to all the book readers who are going to watch this video and tell us what they think?
Anyone who is a fanboy or fangirl of the book, do not comment on this video saying that, oh, you should read the book because it's different.
compare to this. There's certain stuff in that book that is not in the movie. It's better. Ugh.
Exactly.
No.
This is a movie review of the film Twilight, not a movie book comparison of the film book Twilight. So get that right. We both saw Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince last week.
Yep. Very good.
I haven't read any of the Harry Potter books, and
I read Sorcerer's Stone, the first one, and I loved it. And when the movie came out, I loved both of them equally.
Yeah.
Yes, there were parts where they left out, but it wasn't a big deal to me. I loved the movie.
I remember the first film came out November 16th, 2001. I remember that because that's my dad's birthday. And I really didn't have any kind of interest, but then we went to go see it at the movie theater over Christmas break of that year. I was in 8th grade.
Did I see it with you?
Yeah, we saw it, me, you, and Kim. We all saw it together.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I loved it.
And then the following year, Chamber of Secrets came out, which I had read a little bit of as a group in 6th grade, but never got into the book. And it probably wasn't a good idea to start with the second book in a series anyway. But then saw Chamber of Secrets, loved it. Prisoner of Azkaban, loved it. And as they've gone on, I've loved every single one of them. So as the movies have gone on, I think the Harry Potter movies have gotten better and better and better.
I think they're fantastic.
Without having read any of them. So you can't tell me that there's stuff in the books, which I mean, everyone says there's stuff in the book that is never put into the movie. But to me, the movies translate fine. And if they wanted to put everything in, like everyone knows, the movies would be 10 hours long each, if even that.
Absolutely.
I mean, they have to squeeze it into 2.5 hours. Even the longest one is Chamber of Secrets. That's 2 hours, 41 minutes. And for a kid's movie, you can't keep kids' attention that long. But these movies do an excellent job.
But back off, book readers.
Yeah.
Of Twilight.
And Transformers, people saying I have to watch all the Transformers cartoons and stuff
I'm
to
not going
understand
to waste
the movie.
my time. Luckily, we didn't see this in theaters.
No.
So.
Because we wouldn't be caught dead at a screening of this movie with all the fangirls. And oh my god, when this movie was released, they fangirls trampled on someone and I think killed someone over this movie. I mean, if you're going to put that much dedication into a film to be a fan of it, make it a good movie. Not this. Every time you walk into a Spencer's or a Hot Topic, all you see on display is the stupid Twilight stuff with Robert Pattinson's giant face glaring at you with Kristen Stewart's face, Edward. And then they got New Moon coming out in November, which the whole stupid MTV Movie Awards was revolved around. Twilight won 9 awards for Best Kiss, Best Acting. Are you kidding me?
Acting was horrible.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I don't really even care what MTV says, because MTV went completely downhill from when I was a kid. I mean, when I was 6 or 7. So do I really care what MTV thinks about these awards?
Well, it's voted on by.
But wasn't Dark Knight?
Heath Ledger won for Best Villain.
Yeah, there you go. Thank God it wasn't these stupid vampires.
Yeah, because we'd have enough of that.
That
And there were so many better choices for all the MTV Movie Awards, but they just won. When a category came up with Twilight in it, every time they showed the clip during the nominees, you would just hear all the girls screaming. And then when the guy won, yeah, and then when the guy, that's exactly what it sounded like. And it got annoying after the third time. And then when the winner came up, it would just be more screaming. And then Robert Pattinson comes up with his hair all a mess.
Yeah. That's so stupid.
Thank you. Goodbye. I'm sick of seeing his mug in Hot Topic. Every time I walk in there, I'm looking for a band shirt or something, and all I see is his stupid face on everything.
Twilight. Honestly, whenever I see him on commercials, on TV, I always think of him as Cedric Diggory.
Yeah.
From Harry Potter. Not the guy from Twilight.
No.
I was just watching Goblet of Fire. And that's where I know him from. Even all the characters, I mean, Harry Potter's going to be over soon, all the whole series.
But that's how we were introduced to him.
That's it. When you see them in another movie in the future, all you're going to be, Harry Potter. He was great as Cedric Diggory.
Even though he had 5 lines in the whole movie. But then, I mean, there's going to be tons of people who remember him from Twilight, and that's unfortunate because his acting is really stupid in that.
Well, he was in Harry Potter, right? Was he anything before that, or no?
I'm sure he was. He's getting more movies now where he's got these really weird characters. I know he's playing Salvador Dali. I think, in something
Whatever. He's Cedric Diggory. He always will be Cedric Diggory.
to us.
Yeah. If you like Harry Potter and you see this, you're like, oh, Cedric Diggory.
Which is going to be weird because you're comparing,
It was
again,
a shame, yeah.
books to movies in that series. But I mean, I guess we'll see what happens when the whole Twilight Saga, which is what they're calling it now, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The whole Twilight Saga is completed as compared to when the whole Harry Potter saga is completed.
Well, Harry Potter's
We know it's
going
to win, yeah.
Always.
Like, Twilight revolves around a love story,
Okay.
as when compared to Harry Potter,
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole life and death situation thing that strings out throughout,
Yep.
like, 7 books.
Yeah, with the love thing, I hate comparing them both, but Twilight, it's more of a, like we said, chick flick.
Yeah.
And when you read, I guess when people read the book, and it has to be all girls, but when you watch Harry Potter and you tell people that you're reading Harry Potter, they're like, okay, that's cool. Harry Potter does have the dark side to it. It has the scary moments. It has the cooler badass moments.
It's got something for everyone.
Yeah.
It's got time travel for crying out loud.
No, yeah, it was
Which is awesome. It satisfies everyone, but
Twilight doesn't. It
Right.
satisfies 13 to 17-year-old girls, or whatever it is.
if that's what they're looking for,
Or 9-year-old to 18-year-old girls, whatever it is.
not us.
And it was so hyped up to be this fantastic movie. I mean, I heard nothing about it from anybody else in my school. So when you watch commercials on TV, they're like, "Oh yeah, Twilight. Okay, I know what that is." And then you see all these people who buy it on DVD and they tell you, "Oh, it's a great movie. You should see it." And then we watch it and we're like, "No."
What is wrong with society where they can call this something worthy of even dedicating? I thought it was going to be like an hour and a half long, but it's like a little over 2 hours, which is ridiculous.
And what did we do? Thank God.
Halfway through the movie, we started fast forwarding it
How
to see if there was
stupidly boring it was.
anything that showed up.
It was boring.
That's when we stopped at, like, yeah.
It was too much dialogue.
Yeah. Like, I don't care for these characters at all. I don't care about their backstories. I don't care about their families. I don't care about where they're going, why they're going there, who they're in love with, who they hate. I just feel no connection to any of them.
And movies, any kind of movie, it's meant to be entertaining. This wasn't entertaining. It was extremely boring watching it.
Yeah.
I really almost did fall asleep because I was sitting
Such
in
as
this
I did during
comfortable chair. And,
Transformers.
yeah, Transformers almost fell asleep through too. I mean, the whole desert part just kept dragging and dragging and dragging. I mean, come on, make movies that it doesn't have to be non-stop action like Michael Bay loves it to be and wants that to be.
Just keep us intrigued.
Keep it flowing. And this movie just didn't flow. Just, all right, have some action.
Too much stuff.
You have an action scene, and then boring part. And then a little bit of an action scene, then
Just to
extremely
tease
boring.
you. Just to tease you.
Just to keep you in your seat from not going to the bathroom.
Just to tickle that interest bone. Exactly. So overall, I give Twilight a D. C minus. Because I'd rather watch it than Transformers, because it's half an hour shorter than Transformers.
I don't look at it that way. I would give it a D minus to an F, because it really doesn't appeal to me, and I don't know how these stupid girls watch all this crap.
And worship.
Just because it appeals to them doesn't mean it's a great movie like they say it's supposed to be. This is our opinion. This is my opinion. What I'm saying.
In my opinion, what I'm saying.
Exactly. I mean, we're not saying... Oh, I am saying it's a horrible movie. It is a really... It's...
If you're
I'd say, like you said, it is better than Transformers 2, because number one, it's shorter,
Yes.
and it was easier to watch. I almost... really almost passed out during Transformers 2.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. I was just holding my head up trying to watch the whole thing. It was just...
I mean, we've all done that. Sit at your desk watching a video, just keeping yourself from not snapping your neck.
Mm-hmm. That I give it an F because of all the reasons that we said. It was super corny. It was super lame. All the effects were pretty pathetic. I mean,
And hopefully for the next movie, which I'm not going to see in theaters at all.
Mm-mm.
I do not plan on seeing it. Even if I never see Twilight again, the first one, I'll be fine with that. but with all the money the first one made, it made $70 million on its opening weekend, which I find ridiculous. But I mean, if they have a bigger budget for the second one, hopefully they get better special effects. Not until it at least comes out on DVD. I'm not going to spend $10 to go see this movie.
I don't know how you spend $10 to see Transformers 2.
That was maybe one of the worst decisions I've ever made.
I would definitely fall asleep in the theater.
Yeah, and we were up in the top corner of the theater, so in the dark. And
You're just asking for it.
so anyway, do not see Twilight. You're not missing anything. If you want to spend money on anything, go see Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, because it deserves it. And I can't wait for more of those movies. I can wait for more Twilight movies, but I'm not going to see them anyway. So, any last comments?
No, that's it.
Alright, so if you have a movie that you want to see reviewed by either myself or with my brother Kenny, leave a comment or video response and we'll get to it as soon as possible. See you next time.
See ya.
Peace.
Well, that's very nice. Thank you very much.